Swim with a crocodile, scale the bridge over Sydney Harbour, and explore the outback. I'm Megan Black. Join us for Evening Magazine's Undiscovered Australia right after the news. From the land down under, I'm Megan Black. Evening Magazine starts now.
The animals, the adventure, the atmosphere. You've never seen Australia like this before. Join us for a tour of the country's best-kept secrets, where you can swim with a crocodile, enjoy a tropical getaway, or explore the outback.
And hold on really tight, it's fast.
Really?
Back
by camelback.
How do you steer it?
Undiscovered Australia, an Evening Magazine special.
Hi, and welcome to Evening Magazine's Undiscovered Australia. Tonight, we are taking you on a whirlwind tour of the land down under. It has been an amazing journey, and we are so excited to share the sights and some of our adventures we've had during our stay here. We're beginning in Darwin. It's the capital of the Northern Territory in a part of the country called the Top End. It's considered a gateway to the outback, and as Kim Holcomb found, it's also a tropical paradise.
Yeah, Megan, a little more than 100 years ago, Darwin was still basically a pioneer town, but now it is modern and multicultural, but still blissfully laid back.
Darwin is an untouched gem.
Few people know better than Daryl Window. He's lived here for more than 30 years and survived its destruction.
This is one of the few remaining remnants of Cyclone Tracy that destroyed Darwin in 1974.
Darwin has a habit of rising from the ashes. During World War II, it was bombed 18 months straight.
Darwin had more bombs dropped on it than at Pearl Harbor, and also it had more civilians killed here than at Pearl Harbor.
Another relic of the era offers a unique way to explore the city's underlying history.
We are walking under sort of the city of Darwin, if you like.
Tunnels built to store and protect Darwin's oil supply from bombs.
Come through, you can go right up here, goes for miles under here.
These days, Darwin is vibrant and growing. Its proximity to Asia makes it one of the country's most diverse cities. The botanical gardens are booked all summer long for weddings. And Stokes Hill Wharf served as a set for the big-budget movie Australia. If you want to get your feet wet,
Oh my God!
head over to Aquascene, where you can hand-feed fish that swim in from the ocean.
Oh my gosh, there you go, dude, there you go. It's all yours. There you go.
They're just such little characters. They're real little characters.
Where else can you pet fish? Hello.
Where else can you do all of this in one place? Nowhere but Darwin, in Australia's undiscovered Top End.
Now, to give you a sense of Darwin's place in this world, Darwin is closer to the capital of Indonesia than it is to the capital of Australia. It's pretty amazing. Now, if you head south of Darwin, smack dab in the middle of Australia, you're in an area known as the Red Centre. It's home to Alice Springs and what's considered to be one of the most haunting monoliths in the world, Uluru. Daybreak reveals the magic and puts Australia's most recognizable natural icon in the spotlight. Formed some 600 million years ago, Uluru is sacred to the Aboriginal people. They speak of its power, ancient spirit, and ask visitors not to climb it. Doing so is considered disrespectful, not to mention dangerous. Standing 1,141 feet tall, Uluru is almost twice as high as the Space Needle.
Yeah, it is absolutely massive. It stands taller than the Eiffel Tower. It's 348 metres above the desert floor and has a circumference of 9.4 kilometres.
That's more than 5 miles around. Hard to grasp until you see it from Ash Jenkinson's perspective. As a pilot for Professional Helicopter Services, he gets a bird's eye view of Uluru almost every day.
Uluru from the air, you can just see the actual different shapes, the way the makeup is of the rock.
Broad daylight is Ash's favorite time to visit the rock.
You get a good idea of the landscape around.
For others down below, It's sunset with a glass of champagne. Decadence comes with this view of Uluru, including exotic hors d'oeuvres.
Where's this kangaroo?
This is kangaroo, yes. And this is a crocodile.
Served in the last glow of daylight.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to your first stage of Sounds of Silence.
Stage 2 of the Sounds of Silence dinner. An outdoor 3-course buffet lasts into the night. Long after the beauty of Uluru gives way to the gems of the southern sky. Only down under will you see stars like this up above. Now, there are a variety of places that you can stay in Alice Springs, but if you'd like to wake up every morning to the sights of Uluru, that can be arranged. Just check into your 5-star tent at longitude 131. A button by your king-size bed raises the blinds and reveals the spectacular view. Longitude 131 was just voted one of the top 10 remote hotels in the world for obvious reasons. Well, Australia has all kinds of characters, and usually they're surrounded by crocodiles while they're entertaining us. Well, this next Aussie just whips up a good show.
It's good fun, keeps you fit, and it's my lifestyle.
The lifestyle of Mick Denigan, cracking and hand-making whips, keeping a dying Australian tradition alive.
It was pretty well dead all around Australia. People were using modern techniques for agricultural management of cattle, etc. And so I thought, well, no, I'll take it up. They're good fun.
For 24 years, this Aussie has been having good fun, handcrafting his mixed whips, more than 6,000 a year. His whips are authentic Australian.
Wow. That's kangaroo. This is also kangaroo. It's the strongest lightweight leather in the world for its thickness, and it's what makes Australian whips the best.
And the best take time. Each whip takes more than half a day to make, but the tip or cracker, well, it's fast.
And that travels faster than the speed of sound, making a sonic boom and the noise.
When he's not making them, he's cracking them, whipping up big shows around the world. His claim to fame? Double fire whips. Australians just don't come any more authentic than Mick Denigan. As a craftsman and performer, he's whipping up a lot of attention here in the Northern Territories.
I love whip cracking. It brings out the best in people.
During the dry season, you can find Mick at local markets performing and selling his wares. Also, he performed at the 2000 Sydney Olympics. What a great honor for him.
Sydney Harbour is said to be one of the most beautiful in the world.
Absolutely, I agree.
Need proof? Just look around. And overhead.
I like taking kids under the bridge because they always think the mast is going to hit the top of the bridge.
For 20 years, Wendy Tuck has navigated the waters of Australia.
We're very spoiled, aren't we?
And when she's not racing in a regatta, she's sailing with tourists to Sydney's most recognizable icons.
Lots of different things to see all the time.
Coming up, another spectacular sight from the safety of a boat, where you can see crocodiles leaping out of the water in their natural habitat. In the outback, camels are home on the range. In fact, Australia has the largest population of wild camels in the world. When tamed, they're a great way to see the sights. From 7 feet up.
They're really high.
Gives you a great view of the landscape that you're walking through.
Marcus Williams from Pindon Camel Tracks regularly takes tourists on 1-hour rides through the heart of Australia, where the kangas and cattle roam.
Welcome back to Evening Magazine. We are now at Litchfield National Park here in the Northern Territory. Wangai Falls behind me. How spectacular is that? They are incredible. Just one of 9 falls here in the park. Of course, some are only accessible during the dry season, but I gotta tell you, with its very warm rain here in the wet season, that's when the falls are at their most spectacular. Absolutely incredible. Well, of course, there are many different ways that you can see the top end here in Australia, by air, car, or hiking on foot. But I've got to tell you, there's just something about being on a boat that gets you up close and personal with the wildlife, be it kangaroos or crocodiles. Kim Holcomb takes us for a ride.
Yeah, Megan, the creatures that live in and around the water here are absolutely spectacular to see, but you need to be brave enough to venture into their territory.
Whether it's crocodiles launching themselves into the air,
every single time we come out, something different happens.
or birds walking on water. One of the greatest shows on Earth happens in northern Australia's waterways.
Yeah, you can't train them, you can't rely on them, you can't trust them.
On the Adelaide River, the spectacular jumping crocodile cruise is aptly named.
Whoa, there's one!
Buffalo meat dangled from a pole convinces them to perform what looks like a trick. But that's how crocodiles naturally catch their prey, leaping out of the water powered by their massive tails.
Oh, that's huge.
In Kakadu National Park, the so-called yellow waters are like another world.
But it's awesome when you get to come out here all the time and you get to see what happens to them.
There are more than 280 species of birds in Kakadu and countless other natural wonders.
It's just the serenity, watching the crocodiles in the water and the birds, and it's like a massage to the soul.
Once in a lifetime trips, no matter how many times you take them.
Now, the Yellow Water Cruise has both sunrise and sunset sailings. The spectacular jumping crocodile cruise has sailings all throughout the day.
Want to see cute and cuddly critters that don't necessarily bite? Head to Sydney's Taronga Zoo. Keeper Brett Finlayson shows how easy it is to go crazy for a wombat. Or fall in love with a koala.
He says got little eyes, but a big nose.
But looks can be deceiving.
Wild ones would use their very sharp claws and their teeth to protect themselves.
And they use them to eat only eucalyptus leaves. Still ahead, Australian adrenaline rushes. Whether you swim with a crocodile or climb to the top of a bridge, these adventures will take your breath away.